Hey guys, what's up? It's GleeCon and I'm back. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a little bit of a hiatus. I had a week off. Not planned. My last computer decided that its time on Earth was over, and I went to fire up a week ago. Fire up the old record, and there was no life. The machine had given up the ghost. There was no ghosts in the machine. I don't know if that's good or bad. So over the past week, I've been draining the old bank accounts, replacing whatever hardware I could, rebuilding, and we got her up and going again. I think some things will be improved, but there's a lot of settings and things that needed to be kind of transferred, and we might have some bumps in the road, but thank you for coming with me. Where we left off on our classic completionist playthrough was we just finished all of Lower Blackrock Spire with our Horde characters, so we're going to go in and just turn in those quests and wrap up all of the associated things that we did with that. There were some quests we didn't do with her because we already did them on another video, some of the neutral ones, but we just have these 5 quests to turn in today, and that's it. So it won't be a super long one. I might try to make a lore video today too to get back in the groove with that. Alright, so this is going to be back in Burning Steps. That we have to turn in. I think some of these are Kargath, but I think that's what we have to do. Maybe all of them are Burning Steps and Kargath. All the ones we did. We do have the 2 neutrals to get our 2 pets in the Burning Steps. And then we have 3 to turn in Kargath. Yeah, so... Alright, so, stay wide edition. We're gonna go ahead and take the old Zeppy Poo back over to Eastern Kingdoms. I think it'd be better if we go down to Stranglethorn and then fly up rather than going to Undercity. My setting might seem a little darker or a little bit shadowy. There's a lot. My room has basically turned into a, well, you pick your poison, a goblin workshop, a gnomish tinker's gnomish workshop, one of the two. Over the past week, in between it being a very, very busy time at work, it was just a real perfect storm. It's the holidays, so a giant hit of thousands of dollars was not welcomed. The busy time at work, so to be able to then come home and spend a couple hours a night, you know, rebuilding, some of this stuff was like retraining myself to do things that I haven't done in a few years, and some of it was upgrading the hardware, and so there's some slight differences in some of the things, but it's kind of funny. There's an episode of The Office. This is what I told my wife when I was all pretty much done yesterday. But it was like late at night. It was too late to do a record. There's an episode of The Office when Pam is like the office manager, and Andy is like begging her for a brand new computer, and she... It's like, I can't get you one, I'll have to get the whole office one. And then he's like, well, ultimately they do agree on this compromise where he's like, okay, I'll just like scuff it up and put stickers and stuff on it. We'll pretend it's old and crappy. And so he sits at his workstation and everything looks old and crappy. Then he fires it up and like, it makes this sound of what sounds like a new computer for, I don't know, the aughts, whenever The Office came out. And he's just like secretly smiling. That's what I felt like when like I unveiled my computer to my wife. Like everything, my desk is like there's crap everywhere. Everything's dusty. All the peripherals are the same. My layout, my mic, my screen, my mouse, my keyboard, my speakers, everything's the same. And the computer itself, it looks different, but probably not that much different to my wife. And so she's, and so the only thing that's different is like noticeable upticks in the amount of, like, how quick does it boot? how quick are things downloading, how much RAM load are certain of my other games able to handle, like things that performatively or that I will notice, but it's like, okay, so we can watch Netflix on this? Like, what's the difference? Oh, that's a new tweak to LVUI in my latest update. It shows the X and Y coordinates right there, right on screen. I didn't have that as a setting before. As far as this goes, latency, I must be 60. Maybe it must be a cap because my computer is significantly faster, and that's the same FPS unless there are like graphical settings. I'm not gonna do any right now, but I already changed some graphical settings. Oh, I wonder if I have auto loot. No, it's turned on. Okay, so that's cool. It defaulted to that, but I wonder if I could like should I up the resolution to maximum res, even if it might make it chug a little bit more, now that I have much higher, like the processing, every single spec imaginable is doubled in or better. My graphics card is twice as good. My CPU is twice as good. So I would imagine I could probably, I don't know, it's probably gonna make me reboot. I'll play with it off camera. I would imagine it would make my UI reload and stuff. But I had to set all that up again. Whoops, I missed it. I had to go reset up LVUI. Every little thing, you know. It was really a journey because, so I re-got the computer. That was step one, you know, got everything set up. Then I had to disassemble the old computer, and I haven't given up the ghost. What I think happened is, and I haven't done an exhaustive test yet. Kargath. Let's go to Kargath. But basically, the computer would not power on the first night. So a week ago, I came home, the computer would not power on. There was still a spark traveling through the computer. So there were little tiny, here and there, little LEDs of, like when you hard connect the cable for the internet, because I like to do that instead of running off Wi-Fi on my desktop. There's a small cable. So that was still active. So there was clearly juice still running through the system. There was one other small LED-based thing. So I could tell that there was some kind of latent power going through the system still. So then I decided to take out and test the power source. And I ran some tests on it, and it appears dead. I'm not 100% sure, because the one thing I didn't do is there are some power sources. This is what I learned in my researching, giving myself a online class of a lot of these things. There's some power sources that once you take them out and try to run them, you can't fully test them because they won't start spinning up unless there's a certain amount of load that they're attempting to push. So you basically have to hook up another peripheral, like your deck of cooling fans or something like that, so that there's enough stress that it will then load up. I didn't fully do that because the main reason is that the power source was, for the other computer, was under lock and key. Like, that thing was not easily extracted, and then everything smacked all over it. Was like, you're gonna be out of warranty, which I already am. The warranty expired like a year or two ago. So I didn't really worry about the warranty breaking, but I mean, it was not easy to get to. The wires were not normal wires. They're covered up like they're not set up in a user-friendly way. It was like almost like the gaming place that I got that part of the rig from was like for proprietary reasons or whatever. Like they want to close that off from you, so you can't play with the power source, which is annoying. So power source seemed fried, but I'm not 100% sure because there's still 1 or 2 more tests I could do. I then tested the GPU, and I was not getting positive results. But again, it's not... I didn't rule everything out because I basically got myself to the point where there still could be ways that I could possibly salvage. One of those 2 things is dead. Either the GPU or the power source. I'm hoping that's just the power source, but I suspect it's the GPU. There are a little couple signs that make me indicate that it's the GPU, and either the GPU went and in whatever surge of the gas gasp, it also blew up it also fried the power source, or power source is salvageable but the GPU isn't. The GPU is not salvageable. There's not a lot else that I really need. I could extract the RAM from my old computer still if I really wanted to. I could take some of the cooling decks out if I really wanted to. I've already extracted that was a double drive computer. It had a regular hard drive and a solid state drive. I could extract both of those things. I already extracted both of those things and got housing units and adapters. So I knew I was going to need an adapter, but I didn't realize that I had like nothing. So the whole time I had my last computer, I had a 2 terabyte drive that it came with, and then I had a 1 terabyte solid state drive. And I basically, by the end of the life, I was starting to fill up the 1 terabyte solid state drive with operating systems and stuff. But it was... I had remarkably little on the hard drive. So when I easily extracted the hard drive and I knew I was going to need an adapter, so I had pre-ordered that, I went in there, I'm like, okay, I can get like one thing I need from this. Now, resyncing up to the cloud did allow me to restore some things, but it was like deceptive because then I would go to access it or re-download it and be like, no, you don't actually have it. And some stuff is not like a big deal, like WoW. Well, you're just going to re-download WoW and they're going to save all my stuff. So WoW wasn't really a concern. And, you know, I'm used to the old days when I would have to, if I was re-downloading WoW retail, like I'd be like, okay, I guess I'll come back in 1 to 2 days and it'll be done downloading. I think WoW Classic downloaded in like 5 minutes, and then retail it took maybe like 30 minutes to download and install, like to have not just playable, to be at like 100%. So that part was fine. Then I had to get LVUI, but you have to reinstall LVUI all the time. All right, here's our 3 for Kargath.
So I am a warrior of the Horde, adventurer.
Yes, I know you are. All right, Warlord's command.
For the Horde.
Warlord Goretooth salute. So these are the important Blackrock documents. I think we read them last time.
To victory.
Yeah, this is just basically us finding out that Rend is the boss.
Do you need? Go with honor.
Warlord Goretooth's dull green skin turns a pasty white for a brief moment. Alright, so what can we pick here? These are okay bracers. I want to close those keys. Don't really need that. An Adorned Seal of Ascension. I'm tossing that. I don't have any of the things. Yeah, that's an upgraded belt. Wolf Shear Leggings is a nice healing one. Okay. So... this bracers is okay. It's not a healing, so I think I actually only want healing, plus to healing. Cool, so I will take, not really worry about those. I can't wear a plate. These shoulders are a nice, like just smart shoulder. Oh, but I got these. These are maybe better. Mine are leather also. Alright, so this is like an 11, 27, 37. I guess you could call it 47 with the resistance. And this is 12, so 34, 39, 49. So it's a pinch better. A leather belt, which is nice with dodging and crit. That's like 29, 35, plus 9 to like 44. But I think my belt is better. Yeah. And then mail. This is pretty good. That might be... Those are pretty cool too. So that's a 22. Plus 29. So that's 51 plus like 8 points for the mana. That's about 59 points. These are going to be 31, 37, 57. So they are cool. 9 agility, 6 stamina, 2% chance to hit. Pretty dang great. But I'm a healer, so that's not as cool for me. And it loses a pretty decent amount of stats. And the armor is a wash. So I think I'm actually going to take these shoulders because for whatever reason I'm still wearing some crap leather shoulders.
Rend lives? Impossible! It had been thought that Rend was slain decades ago. Seek out the wisdom of Eitrigg, adventurer. None know the workings of the Blackrock better than he, and if what is written here bears truth, Eitrigg should be informed. No person should be denied the right of vengeance. You will find him in Orgrimmar. Once you have spoken with Eitrigg, confer with the war chief to find out what he wishes to do about this problem.
Alright, so we have to go back to Orgrimmar now and tell the boss. I will mess with the spreadsheet in a mo.
I have no time for interruptions.
Where's the goblin? This is Bijou's reconnaissance report. It says top secret.
I've got to hand it to her. She's managed to weasel her way out of another sticky situation. These reports will prove to be invaluable in our dealings with the Blackrock orcs. Of course, you will be rewarded for your hard work.
Alright, so pretty crap selection of things. And finally...
Rabbit pups, Gizral the Slavener, and you live to tell the tale. Incredible, a tribute well earned.
Alright, let's see if this breastplate is better. It is about a 3-point upgrade in armor and 30 points versus 36. So altogether, it's a drop. Just because the 23 stam is such a drop. 23 stam, 7 spirit versus 12, 12, 12 strength stam spirit. So the little bit more armor doesn't really make up for what I have, so.
Ancestors.
Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll mess with the spreadsheet in a moment as we fly. I do have that back up and going again. That one's easy because I have that saved to the cloud. Okay, we're gonna sell all this gear that we've been collecting. Oh my god, my god. Oh, I have a bunch of cloth now saved up too. So I should probably drop that off somewhere. Where? Did I already do it here? Yes. Did I already do it in Orgrimmar in both places? Trolls? Yes. Did I already do it in Thunder Bluff? No. Okay. Alright, so first we're going to fly back over to the little goblins to turn in those other last 2 quests.
Where would you like to fly to?
Right there.
For the whole.
Orion Point. No, I think I'm flying to the wrong spot. Not Thorium Point. We wanted to go... That was a whoopsie. Okay, so... Going back to the spreadsheet now. Let's go over here. So first thing we did was turn in Warlord's command, pick up Eitrigg's wisdom. Oh, I never even made a lower Blackrock Spire for Horde. Yikes. Okay. All right, well, that's a thing, I guess. Didn't realize I didn't do that. Okay, so now I have to remember what we even picked up. We picked up Operative Bijou. I don't remember what order we did it in. I guess I never took that. Let's go ahead and just put a few here. And then we also picked up the Pack Mistress. Let's get flying back to these are both pickups. Flew to the wrong place.
As long as those dwarves stay over there, we'll have no trouble. Where are
Flame
you heading,
Crest.
adventurer?
That's where we need to go. We did pick up those two also. Okay. And that's it. How did I have 5 then? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I guess I already had Warlord's command to also. Probably did not get them in that exact order. Then we turned in Operative Bijou. That's the one you turn in within. And we picked up... These are done now. We picked up Bijou's belongings and then turned that in within the dungeon. And then she gave us Bijou's Reconnaissance report, which we then just went and turned in. And then we also turned in the Pack Mistress just now. And we turned in Warlord's Command, which gave us Eitrigg's Wisdom. Well, we haven't technically finished that yet. And let's do a couple more. And then we're going to go turn in these two right now. Okay. Yeah, that one's done. I might as well just check off, because then that'll be the last one we turn in will be Eitrigg's Wisdom. And that opens up a different chain. So we did a lot less on this, but that was intentional. Whoa, what's going on? My WoW is like frozen. Too much minimizing and maximizing, maybe? Yeah. Okay. It almost crashed. My other computer would not do that. I wonder if it's just kind of getting used to it. We'll find out.
Hey, yeah.
Be good.
Kibler is busy arguing with Opus.
You got him at the perfect time, adventurer. Any later and they'd be untrainable. Give me a minute and I'll have the little fella ready for you to take home.
Are those spider eggs in your pack? You just happy to see me?
What a load! I mean, look at all those eggs! These should bring in a right few gold. As promised, here's your own little critter. Don't get bitten!
Whoa, there's like a glit. It's not letting me pick up, it's making me drag. That's weird. I wonder if that's a general setting. Or if that's just a glitch. Interface. Weird. That might fix itself if I get back out. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and... It's not letting me use my Hearthstone from there. Huh. Alright, let's exit the game and re-go back into it and see what happens. See if a nice reboot of the game will help. Because it was definitely... kind of got sick for a minute. Yeah. So, that's it. Just some kind of... glitch. Alright, let's go talk to Eitrigg, and then I guess we can go over to Thunder Bluff and turn that other one in too. Or I can just fly to Thunder Bluff off camera and turn that one in next time we fire it up. Why not? Tomorrow I will do another episode. I might do another one. I probably won't do another one tonight just because it's already getting kind of late and I still spent a lot of time prepping. Actually, I don't know where I'm going. Probably won't do another one, so I probably won't do Lord and Short, but tomorrow I will fire up Eastern Plaguelands. So we only have 3 zones left that we have not explored in the game. Eastern Plaguelands, Winter Spring, and Silithus. We spent time in those places for various other quests, but we have not actually fully done the quest lines of either of them. And we will chop that number down to 2 starting tomorrow. Oh, I wanted to go to the bank too. Let's do that. I want to put like these puppies and stuff like that in the bank. I don't care about them. Smolder Web, Spider, and Warg. Puppy.
Besides the grunts outside, my brothers and I fought at the Battle of High
Put those
Jump.
away.
Any who seek to steal from the bank must face us first.
I'm gonna purchase a bag. 50 gold? Never mind. It's a lot. Plenty of raptor hide. Probably don't need some of this stuff. I got one more. Thick wolf hide, that's new. Yeah, my bank is full, so I can't put the black dragon scale in there. I kind of should keep it anyway. Got a bunch of rugged leather, so we could work on that. I don't want to make wicked leather gauntlets. Like, that's just straight up. Yeah. Can make like 5 of those. And then... Alright, on the way to talk to Eitrigg, let's go ahead and bust that out. So yeah, so that's cool. We're gonna get a chance to... check my record here. Yeah, we're gonna get a chance to do Eastern Plaguelands starting tomorrow. Really excited about that. The rest of my day will be pretty busy. We're gonna start the holiday stuff tomorrow, going out and getting the Christmas tree. Maybe I'll do some decoration of the house, do some shopping, prepping for Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. And then in the evening I have my brother-in-law's birthday. So I'll be... How many can we make? 5. So what was it? I think it was like 1 black die. And yeah, and I can do 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's create all of these. I can still make the dragon scale breastplate, which is it's cool, but it's not better than what I have. Make some cured thick hide. I should probably tap those too. Make one rugged leather, I guess. I'm not gonna mess with that. Yeah, let's get those thick hides. Let's cure those bad boys. $45 silver for a rune thread. Yep, that's highway robbery. Viper Rectus. That's the name of that guy. But yeah, we're making great progress. So this did slow down my timeline by about a week. We were really picking up steam. So I think it'll take us around a week to finish Eastern Plaguelands. That's what I suspect. And then we'll be right back into the dungeon grind again. We're gonna do the kind of Scourge-related dungeons next. We'll do Scholomance, which I hopefully doesn't take that long. I anticipate Scholomance between both characters taking about a week. And then Stratholme, maybe it takes a little longer if you treat it like 2 dungeons, the live and undead. Stratholme might end up taking us a couple weeks. So we're looking, pushing into the end of December with that before we then roll out Winter Spring. So I think by the end of the year, we can roll out Winter Spring. And that's going to be kind of when things start getting a little weird, because we can do Upper Blackrock Spire, and I don't think it'll be that long, but that's kind of a hybrid raid-ish kind of thing. So I actually kind of want to start running Dire Maul before that, because it's a dungeon, and Dire Maul, because it's got so many wings and parts, I'd like to be conservative, and I suspect Dire Maul might take us a few weeks. It's so big. And then you take Upper Blackrock Spire. So those 2 dungeons combined, I think are going to take us... How are those hands doing? They're still upgradable. I think that's going to take me like a month, or at least 4 weeks, to get done with those 2 sets of dungeons. But before I even get to the Dire Maul part, somewhere in this chaos I have my notes, but there are some other things that will pop up. We'll have some Chronicles to read. We'll have some PvP to do. Maybe Darkmoon Fair, something like that. There'll be some things like that to slip into the... Oh, I should probably sell. I don't need all these gloves. Should have put that Star Ruby away also in the bank, but whatever. I don't... Actually, I'm going to just sell it. I don't care. Even though it might be dumb. Just sell a Star Ruby. Like, you could probably get much more on the auction house than the 50 silver I just got. I don't care. Everybody's all excited about Anniversary. I also don't care about that. Anniversary Burning Crusade that's coming out, but that might make us wrapping Endgame a little harder. But I don't think Classic's ever going to go anywhere. So long as they keep giving out Rend. Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer. What this game is built on now. Just dudes full of Rend. Alright, let's go talk to good old Eitrigg. Mokvar. But yeah, we'll have some things that'll slow us down too.
So greetings, young adventurer.
Okay, it says, "Hello, Eitrigg. I bring news from Blackrock Spire.
Rend, son of Blackhand, impotent chieftain of the Blackrock clan. A more stubborn bastard does not exist. At the end of the Second War, Rend and his brother Maim fled to find sanctuary within the mountainous stronghold of Blackrock Spire. It was there that Rend declared himself war chief of the weakened Blackrock clan.
There is only one war chief, Eitrigg.
Yes, young one. You need not convince me of such things. The war chief and I have much history. Your dedication, however, is noted. As I was saying, Rend had found a new home for his people, and I was among those who would wearily follow. From one conflict arose others. Countless others. It was in those battles for Blackrock Spire between the Blackrock clan and the Dark Iron Dwarves that my sons were both slain. It was then that I realized my time among the Blackrock clan had come to an end.
What do you mean?
Yes, young one. You need not convince me of such things.
Now he's got off.
I left. I would not remain with the Blackrock. No, the deaths of my children would not be in vain. I would not serve under an inept, power-hungry maniac such as Rend. I took shelter in the woods of Lordaeron, living as a hermit near Hearthglen.
Hearthglen, but...
Yes, young one. You need not convince me of such things. The war...
Eitrigg laughs.
Young one, the world has not always been in such disarray. It was a time before the Scourge had sacked the land, before those parts of Lordaeron were known as the Plague Lands. It was there that Thrall rescued me from death, and it was then that I joined the new Horde. But I digress. This is a story for another time. Yes, another time, perhaps.
Yeah, if you read that story, we read it online. I think that's Blood and Honor, one of the cool Chris Metzen stories, one of the novels he wrote. We read it online, I think. I might be the only audiobook version of that exists. So check out my YouTube channel if you want to hear that. I read the whole book with the cool voices you're hearing now. I will take you up on that offer, Eitrigg.
Yes, young one.
You do.
Not convince me.
I did take him up on that offer.
I am certain you will. Perhaps one day you could deliver a message to an old friend of mine. I hear he still wanders through those woods.
Eitrigg bows his head for a moment as if in prayer. We will talk to that guy, too. Soon, when we go to Eastern Plaguelands.
So Rend, yes. Rend and his brother Maim ruled the Spire in constant conflict with the Dark Iron Dwarves. They managed to displace the dwarves in the upper portion of the city, but only after the dragons came, and only after the death of Maim.
Ah, so that is how they pushed the Dark Iron to the lower parts of the Spire, which is what we just fought. Actually, lower Blackrock Spire, that wasn't Dark Irons. That's the Blackrock Depth. So the Spire is the orcs. The lower part of the Spire was all the different new Horde. The Depths was filled with some elementals, Dark Irons. When we get to the upper part, I think that's where we're going to really start getting into some elementals and black dragons.
Yes, young one.
Indeed, Nefarian, brood of Deathwing, rules the Spire now. Rend is under the command of the dragon. If only you could somehow manage to pass through the halls of Ascension.
Eitrigg sighs.
Alas, only those deemed worthy by the Black Flight earn privilege to ascend.
Perhaps there exists a way? Yeah, I have it on Glee Contessa. We did it on camera.
Son of Blackhand.
Perhaps. Go now, young one. Seek counsel with the war chief. He will surely wish to know of your discovery.
As you wish, Eitrigg.
Strength.
Strength and honor.
Welcome. All members of the Horde are
Oh!
Loktar, friend.
Thrall appears dismayed by the news you bring.
Rend dares make such grand claims because of the protection he
Alright, so we'll read that one. That's an upper Blackrock Spire quest line. We'll get to it eventually, and that will give us some pretty cool trinket. Crit strike, chance to dodge, or chance to crit. Chance to get a critical strike with spells or melee. My character can wear any of them. Not sure which one we'll pick when we get there. I'm guessing it's the crit for spells, considering I'm going to be a healer. But I do like them. Alright, so that's it. I like this, guys. I will get on a plane to go to Mulgore. And next time we see this character, we'll turn that in and we'll get prepped for Eastern Plaguelands. But tomorrow morning, we're going to take Gleek and Tessa back and take the reins over her back, and we will get back into... We'll start Eastern Plaguelands from scratch. It's going to be quite fun. I really look forward to it. As we inch closer and closer to just completely wiping out this game. Maybe as I set... Well, yeah, I'll do that again off camera. Let's do some planning. And I'll get back to reading the lores and making multiple episodes per day tomorrow. Just getting back in the groove. I really appreciate those of you guys that stuck around, which is pretty much everyone, so you guys rock. All right, everyone, I will see everyone on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft. This episode is in the pipe. 5x5.